welcome back to the Yap Session, episode 2. I'm your host. I think we decided I'm the host, right?
Yeah, I gave you host status.
I don't think it really matters in the long run, but, you know, it's nice to call myself the host, I guess. Episode 2, nobody thought we would be here. Nobody.
Including ourselves.
Including ourselves.
And everyone who cares about us. Which is the more surprising part.
I'm shooting for episode 5. I have something special planned for episode 5.
Oh, really? You haven't told me anything about that, so it'll be a surprise.
I'm not going to either. I still actually have to figure it out, but I am planning something special. I just don't know what it is either.
Well, I'm excited to figure it out as well.
Episode 1 was pretty great. We got a whole 17 views on our YouTube channel and 2 listens on Spotify, which, plug, we're on Spotify now, people. So if you would rather listen to us than watch us on YouTube, not that the visuals are that interesting on YouTube, we are on Spotify, so you can listen to us while you're working.
Moving up in the world, people.
Moving up, man. Moving up. We were just talking about this like 2 seconds ago before we started recording, but Spotify's recommendation fucking sucks. It sucks so bad.
Like I was telling him, it gives me exclusively true crime and like folklore mythology, and I listen to neither of those things ever.
The folklore mythology sounds interesting, but yeah, true crime is like, there's this guy and then he killed this other person. That's interesting. Now let's talk about it for like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to hear about the worst person that you could ever imagine existing on this world, and then find out that it's a real person who did exist and also killed like 20 people?
Yeah, I will say that I do listen to the Red Thread a lot, which is like
is that commie propaganda?
It's not commie propaganda. It's a Wendigoon, and it used to be Moist Critical. And
I saw when he quit that. I saw when he like stepped back from that podcast or whatever.
Yeah. No, they talk about like cryptids or like mysterious events, like was that one in Russia where those Russian campers like go crazy? You know what I'm talking about? I want to say Pavlov Pass, but that's not right at all. There's no way.
I know the Russians did that no sleep thing where all the people went insane, or supposedly.
Yeah, that wasn't actually real. That was just a crazy pasta, but supposedly. But I listen to that,
this
and sometimes
we do
a
knowledge podcast.
Again, yeah, this is just a Yap session. We should probably put this at the beginning. This is a Yap session. Everything that we say is alleged in Minecraft. That being said, the Red Thread, I do recommend that one. That one's really interesting to listen to. They do go through cryptid sometimes. I listen to their Mothman episode. Mothman is so cool. It's gotta be my favorite cryptid.
I think Mothman has to be like the best cryptid.
It's so good. Like
other than, I feel like it has like the honorary spot in like the top 5 with like the Loch Ness Monster and maybe top 3 with the Loch Ness Monster and Sasquatch. Like those are those 3 I think are like the 3 cryptids.
But the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot, in my opinion at least, they're silly, you know? Like they called the Loch Ness Monster Nessie, right?
The Mothman has like started picking up steam in the last few years. Like I feel like a lot of people did not know about Mothman before, but now they do. But like Nessie and Sasquatch, like people have always known about them, so they seem lame because you've known about the Loch Ness Monster since you're like 5 years old, so it seems lame.
That's true. Yeah, Loch Ness Monster, I mean, we'll get into it later in this podcast. We got a special, what's it called, bit? Yeah, I want to say bit coming up, but we will talk about the Loch Ness Monster. But it's been around since like as far back as the 7th century. But yeah, the Mothman's been around since 60s, and I just think the Mothman is cool, like the background lore of it, and it just, the Mothman itself completely drives the economy of Point Pleasant in West Virginia. Like without Mothman, that town is nothing, you know?
It has the river.
It has the river. I don't know how much we're doing transportation on the river anymore.
Speaking of that river, The
Whoa,
Ohio River.
segue.
I did. I read a bunch of stuff about the Ohio because I saw a meme that was like, if you swim from West Virginia across the Ohio River to Ohio, you're never technically in Ohio until you get out of the water, like until you get on land in Ohio. And I thought that was interesting because the river is literally called the Ohio River, right? So how come Ohio doesn't own the river?
Wait. So it's not like split in the middle kind of thing? Like Ohio just straight up doesn't own the river.
West Virginia and Kentucky own the like waterbed. The water rights for the river is like a completely different thing, but like the actual like land is owned by Kentucky and West Virginia. And it's because, you know, as like they settled America, they settled like east to west, obviously. So Virginia existed way before Ohio or anything to the west of it. So in the Virginia charter, it goes west until the other side of the river, and that's just held up in court until then.
So has Ohio ever like tried to claim any part of the river?
When I was looking through it, I never saw anything about Ohio and West Virginia or Ohio and like maybe like PA or something fighting over the river. But I did see that Kentucky used to sue the shit out of Indiana like once every 30 years because Indiana would try to do something on the river. And pretty much everything they did was like they were trying to tax people, and they were like, Kentucky was like, hell no, that's our river, bitch. You can't be taxing. That's our tax money.
That's crazy that like states like hate each other so much to the point that they will just sue the shit out of each other so that the other state doesn't make money. You know what I mean? Like it's in one nation, but like they hate each other that much.
That's wild about like, you know, United States is that at the end of the day, like a lot of these states are out for numero uno, if that makes sense. You know, like they don't really care about everyone else. They're just, especially because it's politicians most of the time. You know, politician definitely doesn't care about people who aren't even voting for him. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
People who literally can't vote for him, he definitely does not care about them.
It's not like the people in Ohio would benefit if Ohio owned that river. Well, maybe like economically, but like they themselves will not gain much if they owned that river. Like some Ohioan company might, you know, if they didn't have to pay West Virginian taxes. Although I can't imagine West Virginia's waterway taxes are too high.
No, I can't imagine either. Because when I was also doing this research, the Ohio River used to be a pretty big trade like river in America because it like flows all the way down like through like Louisville, and I think all the way to maybe Louisiana. The Louisiana part might be a lie, but Louisville for sure. And
again, yap session, not the truth session.
And also like when steamboats were like huge, you know how like you'd watch like old cowboy movies and everyone, or maybe like not cowboy, but like 1800s, 1900s America's steamboats and shit, and now they just like don't exist. Like I've never seen a steamboat. Have you ever seen a steamboat?
I've seen one, but it wasn't doing anything. It was just sitting in a river. I think it was in South or North Carolina.
That makes sense. Those sound like people that, like, those are probably also the people who were buying cruises. Because that's what, when I was reading about all this, it just made me think about how, like, I think cruises are, like, ingrained into our DNA to, like, want to just be on a ship for some reason. Because they used to do, like, the same shit with the river boats, the steamboats. They'd, like, just sail up and down the river, and they'd have, like, casinos or whatever else on them. And so people just, like, party barge kind of shit.
Yeah, I was on a cruise in 2017, and what's funny is that at this time I was thinking about joining the Navy, and I was on this cruise. It was a cruise, right? It was a vacation, you know, lots of leisure time and all this. And about 3 days into the cruise, I was like, I gotta get the fuck off this boat, man. I can't stay here anymore. So that destroyed any motivation to even look into the Navy. I was like, I can't even imagine being on like a fucking carrier or a cruiser for like 6 to 7 months or however long they deploy for. I mean, Marines do it too, but yeah.
Yeah, because they had to teach me how to swim at boot camp. I was an Iron Duck. I was the
Oh, you
only...
didn't know how to swim?
Nah, I did not. I knew how to not drown. That was.
Hey, that's good
wasn't
enough.
It was not good enough.
Oh, my bad.
I failed that test because it's swim week, right? I failed the test like 3 times. And I was one of the last people. Like, if I failed it like one more time, they would have recycled me, and I would have got sent back in training, and I would have been there longer. But luckily, like the last day, I passed the swim test finally. I was also the only white guy who didn't pass on the first day. Like literally, out of 80, however many people, I was the only white dude in my company who did not pass swim fall on the first day.
That's so funny. What do you have to do to qualify for swimming? I figured just swim to the other end of a pool or something.
I don't remember everything I don't remember the exact distances off the top of my head, but I remember one of them's like a 100 meter or 200 meter swim, and you like can't touch the bottom, obviously. And then they do like you go off a diving board and have to swim with like a pack, like a ruck pack, like one of the ones you take hiking, or something like filled with shit. You just have to like jump out and then it floats and you have to like hold on to it and swim.
I gotta say, if you're a Marine and you gotta jump off the ship with your backpack, like you're already like in tough shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at least you have a flotation device. That's
I didn't know it floated. I thought it was just like okay.
They also, I think, in some of the like, I don't know if this is true because I didn't do any of the advanced swim falls, but someone told me they teach you how to tie like your pants around your neck and make them into like a little floaty.
Ah.
Like you push it under the water to like force air into it after you tie the legs up, and then like tie it behind your neck or some shit and make like improvised flotation device.
Do you think that you could swim across the Ohio River now?
I mean, is that what we're doing on episode 5?
Maybe. I don't know.
We're gonna swim the Ohio River. I mean, it can't be worse than the English Channel, and people have done that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Ohio River is as wide as the English Channel, but how wide is the Ohio River?
That's what I'm trying to look
question.
at right now.
You could probably do it. Maybe for episode 5, yeah, we'll get some floaties and just like float down the Ohio River and record a podcast. Yeah,
dude, that actually sounds lit. Just like tube down the river.
How rough is the river though?
I mean, it probably depends on like the time of year and stuff.
That's true. It's not like white water wafting.
I think there might be some white water wafting. Maybe a little bit. Another cool fact that I learned when reading about the Ohio River is, do you know who they hired to survey like the Ohio River and like west of it? Very famous surveyor.
Lewis and Clark.
George Washington.
What? Really?
And he did such a bad job that he started a war.
What? Is this a joke?
Like 60% joke, 40% truth.
What? That's crazy. All
so,
right. What happened?
So he got hired by like the French because this was before the French and Indian War, which I don't know a lot about history. I'm not even gonna front, but I assume that's like when France stopped being like a big player in the Americas after that. But whatever the fuck he did in his surveying like helped lead to the French and Indian War. And a lot of people, the dude I was watching last night, he was talking about it and he said it was just like, George Washington is a very good surveyor. He's very good, like, because I think he was still technically like in the British military at the time. It's just that the military operates so much weirder than it does now, right? They have like surveyors and stuff like that. I've never met anyone who surveys for the army anymore.
I don't think you really need to with satellite image.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like those people don't really need to exist anymore. But he didn't speak any French. And he was a very terrible, like, political guy. like kind of like the way things are is like how they are, and he just isn't good at doing the dance that politics you have to do with that, especially not like a foreign government like the French. So I don't know much more about that. That is like as much as I decided I wanted to learn, because this isn't about George Washington or the French and Indian War. This is about the Ohio River.
So George Washington was in the British military, or I guess like the colonial military, yes. And then the French hired him to survey around like the Ohio River.
I'd assume it was like didn't we get like Louisiana from the French?
Yeah, we bought Louisiana, but that was when Napoleon was in power.
Oh, then maybe here, let's Google the French and Indian War, and we'll see.
Because the French Indian War was pre-Revolution, and then the Louisiana Purchase was post-Revolution.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so it was over. Actually, okay. So I found the map, but it says Iroquois expansion, but it has like West Virginia, some PA, Ohio, like Kentucky, Indiana, like those places.
Okay, so like the Appalachian area.
Like west. Yeah, Appalachia and like west.
Okay. So he got hired by the French, and then he did a horrible job. He was like surveying the borders for like French and British colonization efforts.
This is about the river.
Oh my bad. Okay.
To make me, because I'd have to learn a bunch of stuff about the French and Indian War. Like, we won't say he was the number 1 guy who caused it. We'll say he's like the number like 15 guy. Like something he did led to something some other people did.
He did something, and then something happened, and then there was a war, and then the British
I'd assume it'd be like, because I do not know, and I will not look it up. I'd assume it'd be like arguments over like boundaries and stuff, right? If it's a certain.
Yeah, probably like the British saying like we want to colonize this area, and the French being like, nah, we want to colonize this area. That's usually how it went.
So the Ohio River, as like most rivers do, like leads to like people being able to develop like cities. You know, like cities are commonly found among like close to water. You know, New York, Chicago, LA, like they're all by rivers or water or something. So some of the cities that are along the Ohio are like Wheeling, Louisville, like we talked about earlier. There was a list, but I lost it. Huntington and like Parkersburg, like those are like the big cities in West Virginia. Yeah, Point Pleasant, something like that. So an interesting fact that I learned was that in Wheeling, they made a type of cigar that was called like, this isn't the exact name, but it was like the Wheeling Stogie or something like that. And that is where we get the name Stogie.
Whoa!
It's from Wheeling.
Really?
It's like Koozie. Do you know how people like Koozie is a brand, but we still call it, like, people still call anything you put like a beer in a Koozie. It became like that, where like Wheeling Stogies were like a specific like type of cigar, and then Stogie like overtook it. It became like something just everyone just kind of uses.
Kind of like Band-Aid. Like that's a brand, ain't it?
That's a good.
I think
question.
Band-Aid's a brand, and then we just called everything Band-Aid. Or like, you know, that
I think you're right. Yeah, it's like a little bandage.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I didn't know stogies came from. You said Wheeling.
Yep, and early. It's weird to think about a West Virginia before coal, but West Virginia used to be like a tobacco and just like, I forget what else they did in Wheeling. I know they had a tobacco industry and they had like something else.
Glass industry or something.
Yeah, something like that. Which if you drove through Wheeling?
I've never been to Wheeling in my life. No.
I've drove through Wheeling a couple times back when I lived in Ohio. Like I'd have to drive through it to get to Ohio and back. You can still see like some of the old tobacco like buildings and shit, like from the old industry.
No, I've never drove through Wheeling. What do you, speaking of Ohio, what do you think of like Ohio like being a meme? Like I don't really get it, but I think I'm just getting old at this point. Like, why is Ohio a meme?
I think it's because it's in a place you'd think people would want to go to, right? Like, it has a couple big cities, right? But no one ever goes to Ohio. Like, no one would ever go to Ohio to just like visit Ohio. So I think it kind of got a meme from that. And it's also just like really basic. Like, it's a four letters, you know? It's just real easy. I think it's just easy. I think that's why. It's just too easy to hate. Because any state, I think, has the potential to do this because there's 49 other states willing to shit on you to feel like they don't suck as much. And I feel like that's why Ohio's a punching bag. Because you hear people in all kinds of states that are worse at everything than Ohio talk about how Ohio sucks.
I've been to Ohio a few times, but that was for very short periods of time. And I gotta tell you, I ain't done shit in Ohio.
I went to Jim Jordan's wrestling camp before he was a United States Senator. And before I knew he was insane.
I don't know anything about Jim Jordan, actually. The name rings a bell.
He was a I don't know if he's just he was a wrestling coach. That is like a 100% like fact. And now he's oh wait, he's not in the United States Senator. He's in the U.S. House of Representatives. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
he was a 2-time NCAA national champion, and then I think he was a coach. I'm trying to find his coaching career on here.
That's a career step up for sure, man. Going from wrestling coach to House of Representative.
He was the Ohio State assistant wrestling coach during team's abuse scandal. Thank you, Wikipedia. You know what? Let me just skim this real quick. We'll talk about that.
I love Wikipedia so much because it's just like, here's a short description, his early life, career, scandal. Scandal is always like at the beginning.
Oh, okay. I remember this from when I was at Ohio State for a very brief period of time. I won't say go Buckeyes because I didn't graduate. But Richard Strauss, he was the wrestling team physician, right? And so he died in 2005 by self-inflicted means. And then in 2018, Ohio State began an independent investigation into allegations of sexual misconduct against 177 student patients.
What the fuck? That is insane. Oh my god. How long, like, did this abuse go on? This had to have gone on for like 10 plus years. Or he went on a really quick bender.
I do not see, like, oh wait, so no, it's Jordan.
See, this is the beauty of Yap Session.
Oh, several involved persons have stated that Jordan surely knew of Strauss's criminal misconduct but did not report it.
Dude.
I was literally just I watched a video last night that it was from some More News, shout out, Warmbo. But it was like called like loud, like politicians or something like that. It was just like talking about people who are loud, you know, a lot, but he was like, do they actually do anything? Jim Jordan was one of them, and the answer was no. In case you were wondering.
Except for sexually abused like 100 plus children, allegedly in Minecraft.
Well, not him. It was the doctor.
Yeah, not him. Covering up somebody.
And the doctor's
abusing.
dead. I don't know if he's going to see you.
Oh, he's dead? So yeah, that guy did.
You can't slander
You can't slander a dead doctor. That guy 100% did it.
I only watched the first part. There's a second part that was Democratic politicians, and I was getting excited for that because I feel like Joe Manchin's going to be on it.
I don't think he yells though, does he?
But like, I don't know. He ends up having a lot of people listening to him, so it might not be that he's loud. It's just that everyone hears what he says because he ends up being like the contrarian.
Okay, I see.
But at least that's, I don't know. I haven't seen the video yet. But I can see that's what they do with it. What are we talking about? So we're talking about the river.
We were talking about the Ohio River.
Then
Jim Jordan.
This random dude who apparently
abused
a lot of people, and you know, not a good thing. obviously.
No. And he did it. He's dead. You can't slander the dead.
Yeah, he did it. Oh wait, I lied. He was a representative when I was at the wrestling camp. I just didn't know it.
Okay.
Because it says in 2000 he was elected. Oh wait, no, that was the Ohio Senate. When did he get elected to the House of Representatives? Oh wait, nope, 2006. 2006. So I was indeed there when he was a representative. That wrestling camp was kind of good. I don't know why though.
I mean, shit, he wasn't running it.
It did feel too much like. I mean, it felt too much like the military though. That was one thing I didn't like. We like woke up at 4 a.m. and went on like a 1.5 mile run, and then ate breakfast. I hate shit like that, dude.
4 a.m. run. Fuck that. Oh my god. I wake up at 4 a.m. every day for work, and I still hate it. And I don't have to go for a run. I just wake up and get my car or get on my bike and just go to work.
I love doing all of those things, but the moment someone else tells me I have to do those things, I hate it. I hate when it's like mandatory, or when I don't have like control over it.
No, I completely understand that too. I will say when I do bike, like it gets dark where I am pretty quick, and the sun doesn't come up until later in the morning. But I bike through the woods, which is an insane thing to do, to bike through the woods at 5 a.m. while it's pitch dark outside. And usually nothing weird has ever happened. But just the other day, I was biking, and then I was listening to a podcast. I was listening to the Red Thread, actually. And just like way off in the distance, I heard what sounded like somebody going like, you know when people are drunk and they go like, woo!
Yeah.
It sounded like they were doing that, like from very far away. But again, 5 a.m. Tuesday morning in the middle of the woods. I don't know. It was probably a drunk guy, but also it could have been a skinwalker. You know, there's no in between.
I was gonna say a cougar, because that's what I remember. People were like, cougars sound like women screaming, so don't try to help women screaming in the woods because it's a cougar trying to eat you.
Why is that true?
I have no idea. I think they do kind of sound like someone like crying out, but like it's just because like they have a high pitch, just like someone yelling in a high pitched voice kind of thing. Also, did you know in like 2018, cougars were put on like the West Virginia endangered list?
I'm not surprised. I mean, like, what isn't on the endangered list besides fucking mosquitoes?
Or maybe extinction.
Oh, extinction. Yeah. I mean,
Which
again, if it's not on the extension...
oh, yeah. It is.
God.
The DNR considers it extinct in West Virginia.
Oh, no. It's just extinct completely.
In West Virginia, I think is a very...
In West Virginia.
What?
That's crazy. Damn. Okay.
Like, it's just a cat. Like, how come why we gotta be so weird to a cat?
Why we gotta
just a big cat, just a little
cat.
kitty,
big old cat.
It's just a little kitty. Just give him some scritches. Like, why we gotta be hunting them and shit?
Guys, if you're listening to this and you see a cougar in the woods, just give it a few scratches.
Tell me you don't want to give this dude some scritches.
Aw, so cute.
Even
that
with the deer
carcass
in its mouth, it's still look at those eyes. Tell me you don't want to give it some scratches.
Aw, just give it a little scratches on his forehead. He'd probably like roll on his back and want you to pet his belly.
Tell me they don't deserve scratches just like everyone else.
I don't know if I don't think those live around where I am, so I don't know what it could have been that was screaming in the woods, but it definitely freaked me out, and I drove to work for the rest of the week.
So Winnebago?
Maybe. I'm still banking on Skinwalker, or probably just a drunk guy in the woods on 5 a.m. in the woods.
Yeah, that's probably the most likely scenario.
Yeah.
Remember the one time we were near your house and just like a random dude walked up with his kid and we started drinking with him?
What? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, dude, I remember this.
That dude was on a walk with his dog and his, like, what was it? Is it
like a 7-year-old daughter? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, can I have a beer? Fuck yeah, actually, you can have a beer, buddy.
Did we offer it or did he ask?
I think
he had to
ask.
He
said something, and then we were like, hey, we don't speak the local language, right? I don't give it away. We were like, you want a beer? And then he opened it and fucking exploded all over and some on his daughter. Oh, man.
But he took it like a champ. He said, "There's no problem." We tried to apologize. He said, "There's nothing to apologize for. This is how you know it's a good beer." So
nice and shaken up. Fuck it, dude. I'll just cut it right here. Smooth transition, everybody, into our main segment for this episode. I had this idea from you watch General Sam.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. He has a podcast, Forehead Fables.
Although I can't condone anything he does in Tarkov because I like being nice to people in video games.
He's a fucking demon.
But
dude.
it is funny. It's absolutely hilarious to watch. But I could never do anything he does.
I'm not a big fan of Tarkov, but I like to watch his videos. I think the one that he did where they went in as what's it called, PMCs.
And then they acted
right?
like scavs and tried to go.
Yeah,
to
they
the
acted like
co-op.
scavs to get people's.
I saw one where they tried to go to they tried to get. They went in as PMCs, but they dressed like scavs, and then they're trying to get actual PMCs to go to the co-op extract. And then, but whenever they finally get there, it wouldn't work because they're all PMCs.
Uh-huh.
That one was pretty funny. So and like one of them, they like barely made it to the extract. Like, if it was their extract, they barely would have made it. But because it wasn't their extract, every single one of them died. Like they just waited a couple of seconds and they just died because it wasn't.
Well, anyways, they have a podcast called Forehead Fables, and they did a like a tier list of cryptids that they would want to have sex with, and it went horribly. Like after a while, they're just like, yeah, like I'll smash it, whatever. So I thought we would do a fuck, marry, kill. You know, the classic fucking like elementary school.
Yeah, elementary school.
You didn't do this in elementary school?
No, I don't think I did.
Like 5th grade?
Maybe like
play fucking Lego Star Wars and then fuck, marry, kill.
I did play a lot of Lego Star Wars. I never did the second one.
Damn. Okay. Maybe it's middle school. I don't know. That whole era like blends pretty well.
We're too old now.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. It makes me sad how close I am to 30. I'm like,
I'm closer to 30 than you are.
yeah, you are. Yeah, you gotta let me know how it is.
So you're still in your early 20s. I'm in my mid 20s.
I'm in my mid.
Are you in your?
I'm
I
in
don't
my
think you're in
mid.
your mid. You're still in your early 20s.
I mean, for what, 3 months?
Yeah. Enjoy those 3 months. That's your last 3 months of youth. After that, it's all downhill.
Oh no, no, it's already been downhill. Anyways, fuck, marry, kill, but cryptids, right? So I went through. I got 9 cryptids here. So we'll do 3 rounds of 3 of various cryptids. Some of them you know, other ones I'm pretty confident you've never heard of before, right?
That's a bold claim. We'll find out.
We will find out. So quickly, if you are 5 and don't know the rules of fuck, marry, kill, you get 3 choices. You have to fuck one thing, you have to marry another thing, and then you have to kill the third thing, essentially. And then you pick what you would rather do. So I grouped them up in 3s, and we will start right off the bat. Are there any cryptids that you're hoping will show up here?
Well, Mothman, obviously,
Dude,
because he's thick.
Yeah. Have you seen the statue of Point Pleasant?
That's what I'm saying. He's thick.
That thing clapping, bro. Holy shit.
I want to go to the Mothman Festival just so I can take pictures with Mothman's ass.
All right, round 1. The classic. I do have pictures too. I will be sure to post them. So first is the Chupacabra, right?
Okay, we're not going for dog like Chupacabra. I appreciate it.
Oh, hold on now. Hold on. We got to read the description first. So, mostly famous in areas such as Mexico and Puerto Rico, the chupacabra or goat sucker became famous when in 1975, Puerto Rican livestock mysteriously was attacked and all the blood in their body was drained through small circular incisions. The description of the chupacabra varies depending on the region. In places like Puerto Rico and other places in Latin America, the chupacabra is a reptile-like creature with gray or green skin and anywhere from 3 to 4 feet tall or 0.9 to 1.2 meters. In southwestern United States, the chupacabra is described as a strange wild dog, mostly hairless, with a pronounced spinal ridge. So, that being said, we have to decide which one we want to go with. Do we want to go with the dog?
One. I hate the dog one. That's not a cryptid. That's just
not
a weird
cryptid
dog.
Thank you. That's just a dog with like fucking rabies or
That's
something.
like
a starving dog.
Like I do see like how like cryptids can be like things that do exist that we just don't think are like exist. Like I do kind of see like where some people could come with that. You know, it's just like a weird dog that we haven't discovered yet, or so, like something like that. But I just love the one that just looks like it's just straight up an alien.
Yeah, that's what it's described as. It's just a fucking alien that decided to land in Puerto Rico and
Yeah, because that's like my
suck
personal
goats.
head canon for the chupacabra is it's like a literal alien, and it just
sucks some blood, and then it's gone. You know, like it just got
And then
back in
runs
its
off.
spaceship. Yeah.
So that's our first choice. Our second one, I highly doubt you've heard of this one.
that's a frog.
The Loveland frog. No. That's the Loveland frog. So the Loveland frog is a cryptid from Loveland, Ohio. See, it ties in. It ties in.
I thought that was like the UK or some shit. Ain't gonna lie.
No,
I was
it's
like,
in Ohio.
this sounds like some British shit.
Turns out
It's just fucking Ohio again.
Dude, there was like no British cryptids I could find, and I found some Australian ones. I forget what it's called. I'll put it in post edits.
I know they got they got the drop bear. It's like a koala, but it falls on your head and it claws your face up.
Oh, never heard of that. The one I found though was like just straight up an extinct species that 100% existed in the 1950s. But the
dodo
cryptid
bird?
theory is that no, not the dodo. It's like a dog. It's like a wild dog, and it like existed. We have video evidence that it existed. It just went extinct, and now it's a cryptid for some reason. I thought that was fucking lame. Anyways, back to the Loveland frog. So the Loveland frog is a cryptid from Loveland, Ohio. It is described as a humanoid frog standing on his hind legs at about 3 to 4 feet tall. According to legend, in 1955, a businessman was driving along an unnamed road in Loveland, Ohio, when he spotted 3 figures standing in the darkness with leathery skin and frog-like faces. Another version of the story states that the businessman spotted the creatures under a bridge, and one held a wand that shot a spray of sparkles. In 1972, a Loveland police officer stated he saw the creature that matched the description of the Loveland frog, and then in 2016, after another reported sighting, another officer called the local news station saying that he shot the beast, but it turned out to be a rather large iguana missing its tail.
That is insane.
Why,
The
my question
conclusion
is,
of that story is the best part. It was just a really big iguana.
yeah, without a tail, but
I did not know the iguanas could get that big.
I guess so. I mean,
That's
I don't think it's that common, but
What's like lobsters, right? Or is it crabs? Like they never stop growing, and they
is that
never.
true for iguanas?
Or I don't know.
Yeah, but lobsters, I know for sure, but I'm not sure iguana. My question is, why the fuck did he shoot it? Like, he sees an iguana, it's obviously an
okay.
iguana,
I
and
think
he's just
about
like,
this
alright, I'm
every
gonna shoot the
time-
fucking thing.
I think about this every time I watch a horror movie and someone goes to the cops. You know, a part of that cop is like, I've seen this movie. You know, even if he tells the person that he thinks they're crazy and like whatever, there has to be a small part of these police officers, right? That's like,
There is a monster. Like there is the frogman, and it's like. So I feel like when people were like, and they're the cops. What do you mean? I'd be more surprised if they didn't shoot something after they showed up.
Yeah, okay, I see. So he probably
Like,
heard the report, and then
he showed
saw
up
the
and
iguana.
did
He's like, holy
see
fuck!
a 4-foot iguana. You know, like he did get there and he was like, "What the hell? This dude wasn't lying," and he got scared.
Yeah, he's like, holy fuck, it's the Loveland, it's the Loveland
It's the
frog,
Loveland
shit.
frog man.
It's got a wand and shoot it! And lastly, the good old classic, the Loch Ness Monster. So everyone knows the Loch Ness Monster is an aquatic legend, which is supposedly located in the deep freshwater lake of Loch Ness in Scotland. It was spotted in 1933 by a man named George Spicer, and the legendary photo was published by the Courier. Since 1940, the creature has been affectionately named Nessie. However, the legend goes as far back as the 7th century, where Irish monk Saint Columba reported seeing locals burying a man after being attacked by a, quote, water beast that mauled him. According to legend, Saint Columba sent a follower to swim across and find the creature. Once Nessie began approaching his followers, Saint Columba made the sign of the cross and banished the beast back into the waters. Which, why the fuck did he send a follower out to be like bait for this thing?
He probably didn't believe him.
Yeah, he's like, oh fuck, dude, it's the police officer thing.
Or
again.
it might be like a Fallout. It's like, I don't believe in torture. I don't believe in no torture now. Like, why are you doing this to me? Yo, bite. That was a good scene. I when that happened, I was like, this is peak cinema right here.
Amazing. But those are your three options. Fuck, marry, kill. The Chupacabra, the Loveland Frog, and the Loch Ness Monster. Of course, I put the segment together. Segment. That's the word I was looking for earlier.
Oh, when you said bit.
Yeah.
I was wondering what the hell you were talking about. I just didn't want to say anything.
Yeah,
I didn't want to embarrass you in front of our friends.
I'm already embarrassed. I'm leaving this in too. It's a segment. I put this segment together, so obviously I thought about this. But do you already have your answers?
I'm formulating the ideas. So right now I'm leaning toward kill the Chupacabra.
Really?
Yeah, because the Loveland Frog, he already got shot once.
Shot and killed.
So I don't like. It's a 4-foot like iguana.
Supposedly. It has a wand.
It's like 4 feet tall, at least. With a wand, yeah. What if it's just a wizard? And it just like...
that turned us up into a frog?
Yeah, it might just be a dude.
Yeah,
like maybe
that's
you
true.
Kiss it and then it turns back into a guy.
Oh, like a very handsome wizard. Like Gale from Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, you kiss him and he turns into Gale. And he starts talking about how his ex turned him into a frog or something.
He's like, hello.
He's like, my ex is magic, and she turned me into a frog. So right now I'm leaning toward marry the frog, because also the picture of it just looks so homely.
It does.
The picture,
he looks very kind.
Yeah, like it. I feel like he'd give me some Mr. Frog and Mr. Toad vibes. Like we'd be like we can be gay lovers, sitting on a on a log for the rest of our days. Frogs can be
female too. I don't think the gender was ever confirmed.
I mean, I'm just assuming that they're all dudes.
Yeah, that's true too.
Except for Nessie, because Nessie,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Because do you think Nessie has a cloaca? Or no, because I don't think amphibians don't really have a cloaca that often, right? Like it's mostly just birds that have cloacas.
I don't know, actually. I think fish might.
Because that's what I was saying.
Oh my god. Alright. Incognito mode.
We're getting to the the best part of Fuck, Marry, Kill. I'm trying to figure out how my options are gonna work here.
Okay, so a true cloaca is only present in elasmo branches, which are sharks and like stingrays, and lobe-finned fishes.
Oh god, is that a lobe fin? Or is that just
I don't know.
What makes it lobed?
What's a lobe fin?
Because I see some fins on Nessie.
It does have fins, but all fish have fins.
But do you think Nessie is a mammal?
Yeah, I think
or a dinosaur.
It's definitely a reptile. It's a reptile, right?
Well, I was thinking maybe
it doesn't breathe water. I don't think it breathes water.
Well, I was more like, do you think it births human, or not human children? Do you think it births live children, or does it lay eggs?
I think it's eggs. I didn't look this much into it. does the... Well, no, because then
'Cause
we
I'm
would have
thinking
found
it's-
eggs by now.
Is it more like a whale, or is it more like a lizard, or is it more like a fish?
Hold on, wait. According to Zoo Tycoon, the Loch Ness Monster will lay a single egg, and it will take 13 days for the Loch Ness Monster to hatch, and 6 months for it to grow to adult size.
Right. Okay. So
So yeah, it lays
final
eggs.
answer: kill Chupacabra. Although I think the head would be diabolical. Marry Frogman. Fuck Nessie.
Okay, so I'm kind of on the same page as you. I do want to marry Frogman. I think he looks homely. I think he would make a good partner. He looks concerned in this photo. Like, are you okay?
He looks like
you know?
he's taking out the trash. Like, like he looks like you just asked him to do like a chore at like 11 p.m. and he like really doesn't want to do it because he just wants to go to bed. But like he's doing it
Yeah,
because he
he'll
loves
do
you.
it anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he cares.
So I'm going marry the frog. I'm marrying the frog. However, I am going to kill the Loch Ness Monster. I'm sorry. I think the Loch Ness Monster is so lame, dude. I think it's so lame. Like, this giant beast is hiding in the lake? Yeah, fucking right. No way this thing's hiding in just some random lake in Scotland.
Also, we
Sorry.
have like sonar tech and shit now. Like we can
Mhm.
just like scan the whole lake. Can we? Or is that not a thing?
No, they've done that. I've when I was researching this, they've done that. They've scanned the entire lake, but then there's people like just live streaming the lake 24/7. Like, oh, we might see it today. Like, no, the fuck you're not. You've been looking for this thing since the 30s. Like,
It's just live streaming that to run ads. Yes, you know why he's
Yeah.
doing it.
if you match with this thing on Tinder for a hookup, it's not going to show up. You know what I mean? It's not showing up. And then I'm fucking the chupacabra because the head is diabolical.
Like, look at that. Tell me that tongue, like,
Oh
like
yeah.
do things.
All the blood is going to be gone, right?
Oh, that's interesting. Would it stay up or like?
I don't think so. It's going to be flaccid very quickly. It is called the goat sucker, right? So
Yeah,
therefore,
it's literally
it is
the greatest of
throat
all time.
Goat.
Yeah, the throat goat, chupacabra, throat goat, confirmed.
So that's my answer. I don't know if that influences you at all, but
I think I'm gonna stand where I am.
you're going to stand. Okay. So we agree on the Loveland frog. The Loveland frog is, dare I say, lovely.
I think like Nessie too much like an old grandma. Like you can't just like take like Mimi out back and just put her down, you know.
That's true. But you're just going to lay the pipe on Mimi instead?
It's not my Mimi, it's someone else's Mimi.
I get grandmas need it too, I guess. Shit. My bad. Alright, that is round one. Round two. Maybe I'll add like some music or something in the background. Or I'll just add this in, right? So first is the Mongolian death worm.
I
So
have heard of the
originating
Mongolian death worm.
you have heard of it. Okay. How much do you know of the Mongolian death worm?
It's from Mongolia, and that's about it.
And it's a worm.
Yeah,
As you can see in
I
the
think
photo,
I've
it's a
seen
worm.
that picture, and that's probably about it.
Well, it was the first thing in Google Images, so I just grabbed these from Google Images. Anyways, originating in the Gobi Desert of Mongolia, the Mongolian death worm is described as a large, flat worm measuring 2 to 5 feet in length, with the ability to spit corrosive acid at its victims and even electrocute humans or large animals to death. The Mongolian death worm came to Western attention after Roy Andrew published his book On the Trail of Ancient Man in 1926. However, he didn't believe in this thing at all.
Is this where like Shai Halud comes from?
I don't know what that is.
It's Dune, the sandworms.
Oh, okay. If you just said Dune.
Yeah, but I wanted
Then-
to make it nerdy and
Oh, okay. You wanted
know.
to show how big of a nerd you are.
yeah, I'm flexing.
I'm going to go ahead and assume yes. I mean, this thing's been around. It seems like it's been around in oral tradition for a while. But like I said, the very first mention of it in written record was in 1926. So I'm assuming the author of Dune saw this and was like, "Oh, make it like massive."
The scariest parts about this and like the sandworms from Dune is just the thought of something like swimming through sand. Like, I think that is the scariest part of all of this.
And I believe they're supposed to be like ambush predators as well. So you just like step in the wrong spot and then you got acid in your eyes and they're fucking electrocuting you. You know?
You're just getting a you just get tased all of a sudden.
And it's a Mongolia, so like, you know, imagine you're a fucking Mongolian warrior on your horse and your horse just fucking gets electrocuted.
Do you think its origin has anything to do with Genghis Khan?
I don't know.
Like, did he Beowulf this shit? Like, is this his kid?
Maybe it's more like I know in Dune, like the emperor becomes a sandworm, right? Maybe Genghis Khan became the Mongolian deathworm.
The fuck did you just say to me? He becomes a sandworm? Am I stupid now?
No, like that's 100% what happens in Dune. Like the emperor becomes a sandworm, or somebody does.
Not the Facts and Knowledge podcast.
No, this is 100% truth, man.
I've
Spoiler,
only
by the way.
read the first book, so I have no idea.
I've never read any of them, but I know that he becomes a worm.
Even if it's not true, it's now my truth.
It's 100%. I promise you. Look at. Well, this might be a spoiler, so whoopsies.
It's all the drugs.
Yeah, something like that. Speaking of drugs, this has nothing to do with drugs, but I need a transition. Next creature, another classic, skinwalkers. Now the thing is, I couldn't find a good photo of skinwalkers because they can be anything, right? Depending on the legend. So in Navajo,
the one I'm more familiar with is like humanoid-ish, but just like weird features.
That's more pop culture-y, like the Mandela catalog. That's not really skinwalkers, but it's got the same vibe to it, you know, where they like slowly become somebody else and end up replacing them. But in Navajo legend, which is where skinwalkers originated from, they are just witches that have the ability to transform into various woodland creatures, but they always seem a little bit off, you know, acting weird, not sounding right, maybe like a deer standing on his hind legs, you know, just like that's not a deer, you know?
Which like happens, like that deer thing, like deer get like you know, like mad cow disease is like something to do with like some prions or some shit like in your brain. So the same shit happens to deer, and they'll like beat themselves like against a tree until like their brain like comes out.
Yeah,
and stuff.
that's a skinwalker.
Or like walk around on their hind legs and stuff. So I can see where like they would see this, like see shit happening and be like, what the hell? This has to be.
That's a skinwalker.
That isn't a deer. Deer don't do that.
I didn't read too much into the Navajo legend, but they described them as witches, so I'm assuming they're just normal humans with abilities to turn into like coyotes or deer or whatever to like disguise themselves. But in recent pop culture, the rules of skinwalkers change depending on the setting. Like we mentioned earlier, like they can replace entire humans, and how they replace them depends. Like maybe they'll just slowly turn into somebody, or they have to kill somebody and then like steal their skin. It really depends on like what the story is.
Is it witches derogatory or just like women who practice magic?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know. It might just be. It might not even be just women. It might just be anybody with magic.
Weird magic people.
Weird people living in the woods. There's not really much else to talk about. I did read that it's really interesting that the Navajo don't like talking about the skinwalker.
Yeah, no,
right?
that's why like I was thinking about this whole time, is that people get canceled on TikTok for saying for saying the words.
Yeah. Well, the problem, I don't think it's about saying it. It's just whenever like a popular film featuring a skinwalker comes out or something, like everybody always bothers the Navajo Nation and like asking them all questions about skinwalkers. They're like, dude, shut the fuck up. We don't want to talk about it.
I've heard when people who don't like it, it's like because saying the name like summons it, so you're not supposed
I've
to
also
say
heard
it.
that too. Yeah. I did read the actual like name like in the Navajo language, and I purposely left that out. Because as we just established earlier, I think there might be a skinwalker on my way to work. So that's our second option. And the third one, the lizard man of Scape or Swamp.
You can't tell me that's not just like YA. Oh wait, no, it's literally stock footage. I was like, this looks like a like AI generated YA novel or something.
Stock, dude. I just looked up Lizardman of Skateboard Swamp. Google Images, first one.
Did you say skateboard swamp?
Scape ore, like iron ore.
I thought this dude was just gonna shred.
It's just like Tony Hawk if he was green.
Yeah, dude, he just like terrorized the county of Lee County in South Carolina by just fucking shredding all over the place.
He was just grinding every rail. You'd go to put your hand, and then there he is, shredding down
just
it.
Shredding.
Grinding down that railing. You can't use any railing in this city.
It's funny that you mentioned that because he is really famous, but for damaging property, right? Specifically cars. So in 1988, in South Carolina, a Lee County Sheriff's Office investigated a report of a car being damaged overnight. The car reportedly had tooth marks, scratches, and muddy handprints all over the vehicle, and this was the beginning of a series of reports about various damaged cars in the area. A local by the name of Chris Davis reported being chased by the creature while driving home from work and described it as a green, wet-like, and about 7 feet tall, or 2.1 meters, had 3 fingers, red eyes, skin like a lizard, and snake-like scales. Those are direct quotes from him. Minus the 2.1 meters, right? That's for our European audience out there. Another sighting was by Airman Kenneth Orr, or Kenneth Orr? I'm not sure. It's a really weird name. He was stationed at Shaw Air Force Base and filed a police report and claimed to have shot and wounded the creature, providing some scales and a vial of blood as evidence. However, 2 days later, he was arrested for unlawfully carrying a pistol.
That was a wild story from
Start to finish. I'm still just sad that he doesn't grind. You know,
He doesn't shred. No, unfortunately not. He just kind of hangs out in the swamp and then like slashes your tires.
But like, similar to like a punk teenager, he does commit property damage. So he does have some things going.
That's
for
true.
him.
That is true.
Do you think it was just like a bunch of kids with like, I don't know, a hammer or some shit?
Maybe, but the thing with Chris Davis, like saying that he's being chased by it while driving.
Do you think it was him? That's what I wanted to say.
Think it was Chris Davis?
I think Chris Davis was the lizard man.
He maybe.
That's my theory with
just hearing your story and literally nothing else. I just think he did it, and then he's like, how do I get people to like know what I want them to think it is? And he's like, what if I get chased by it in my car?
Oh shit, you might be onto something.
He's like, this is the easiest way for me to let people know what I want them to think is attacking their cars at night.
Alright, so you have to fuck, marry, or kill either the Mongolian Deathworm, Skinwalkers, or Chris Davis.
I hate this one.
You don't like any of the options?
I'm going fuck. Oh wait, no, sorry. I'm going kill the Deathworm. I'm going fuck the Skinwalker. And we're gonna marry the Lizard Man.
You're going to marry the Lizard Man? Okay. So why is that?
Well, I don't trust the other two at all. And I like, like we're talking about Frogman and how he would like take care of us, take out the trash at night, and I don't think any of these three would take care of me like that. But I think the Lizard Man could be trained to basically be like a pet.
Okay.
Like I'll just like train him to like slash people's tires that I don't like.
That you don't like. Okay, but what he might turn around and slash your tires.
Yeah, like couples fight. You get into arguments.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
That's
we'll
true.
work through it. That's the thing. I think we can work through it. I don't think I could work through it with the other two.
So I'm actually going to kill the lizard man. I look, I hate having to get work done on my car, and if I have to like wake up one day and he's like biting chunks out of my car and like slashing my tires and shit, like I just can't deal with that, right? So I'm gonna kill the lizard man. I'm going to fuck the Mongolian death worm, because I mean, come on, look at it.
It is very phallic.
Yeah, I mean, come on. There's that big old hole right there. Like, do I really have to say
I think the Mongolian deathworm's the top. I hate to break this.
Oh, yeah.
I think the Mongolian deathworm's the top. And
I
if
might have to
you
rethink this
don't
now.
have that same opinion, you're probably gonna get zapped.
Oh fuck, dude.
And then
Yeah.
it's
But that
you're
could be
gonna
a
be
plus,
top
though. You know,
anyways.
some people like being electrocuted. You know, shit.
Are you? Well, you're the one fucking it, so.
Twiddling my thumbs. You know? And then I'm gonna marry the skinwalker simply because if we go off the Navajo legends, it's just a witch that like can turn into things. You know.
I just
But
I
if
don't
it's
think
like
it's true. I think that's Skinwalker propaganda.
It might be. It very well could be. But if it can turn into other people, you know, you could be like, "Hey, honey, like, wouldn't it be funny if you like turned into Scarlett Johansson or something? That'd be so hilarious."
It's also funny
You know
you
what I
said
mean?
her because wasn't she Mystique in X-Men?
Was she?
Oh wait, no, I'm fucking cracked. That was Black Widow.
Okay, yeah. So that's my reasoning with the Skinwalker. You don't want anything to do with the Mongolian deathworm.
No, that it,
Like, looking at it makes me uncomfortable.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely looks like the Emperor in Dune. That's for sure.
yeah, looks like that Dune Emperor guy. Pat.
All right, moving on. We got the big three this time, right? No introduction. I'm going to give you one anyways. Bigfoot, right? So while there have been reports of ape-like men that predated Bigfoot, what we know today as Bigfoot became an icon after the famous Patterson and Gimlin film that allegedly shows Bigfoot walking off into the woods, which is the photo I sent you. That was released in 1967. And Bigfoot is said to inhabit the forests of North America, but various sub-Bigfoots have been spotted all around the world, such as the Yeti in the Himalayas, which is essentially the same thing, big ape, but just lives up in the mountains. Supposedly, Bigfoot uses what is called wood knocking, or large strikes to trees as a form of communication, as well as throwing rocks to protect his territory. Additionally, Bigfoot is said to construct primitive shelters made of broken branches and foliage. Many sightings are reported to be at night, leading to cryptozoologists, which I found out is a real thing today, to hypothesize that they are nocturnal.
Cryptozoologists do great work. Have you never played Disco Elysium?
I have, but I only played a couple hours of it. Like, I don't think I got past like Act 1.
Oh, so
Did you even meet the cryptozoologist?
No, I didn't know there was a cryptozoologist.
you should. Well, if you talk to the lady in the wheelchair, it's her husband, so she talks to him too.
What cryptids are in Disco Elysium?
It'd be spoilers.
Oh, okay, never mind. Well, can you fuck them?
Spoilers.
Oh. That's all I need to know.
You're way in the beginning too, then.
Yeah. Like, before I,
It's
even
not that
went over
long.
the
I think I
bridge.
finished it in like 17 hours.
Yeah. I just need to go back and do it.
It's so good. It's so good.
Anyways, next one is the Jersey Devil, right? So the Jersey Devil is said to be the 13th child of a New Jersey mother named Jane Leeds. The story goes that in 1735, she had 12 children, and after discovering she was pregnant again, she cursed the child, declaring that the child would be the devil. After a rather normal birth, the newborn quickly began to transform into a goat-like creature with hooves, bat wings, and a forked tail. The creature then attacked everyone and escaped through the chimney. There have been various sightings since the 18th century, but the most interesting, in my opinion, is a count in 1820 by Joseph Bonaparte, which was the older brother of Napoleon Bonaparte, who claimed to have seen the Jersey Devil while hunting in New Jersey.
The short guy?
He wasn't actually that short, believe it or not. British propaganda.
Yeah,
But yeah, that
like
guy.
wasn't he was 5'6" or something, right?
Yeah, he was just like pretty average size.
I read that like one of the reasons everyone thought he was so short was because his personal guard or whatever had to be like 6'2" or something like that.
Yeah, the old guard. Yeah, they were tall motherfuckers.
So like anytime like you saw him standing next to someone, it was probably like his personal guard, and they're all like giants.
But no, his older brother saw it while he was hunting in New Jersey. Which is just kind of wild to think, is like his brother Napoleon is exiled on an island, and then Joseph is just like, I'm gonna go fucking hunt in New Jersey and then see the Jersey Devil.
Well, it's also just wild to think that like New Jersey and Napoleon existed at the same time. Like I get like, cause I
Yeah.
do have that like America brain where like the rest of the world happened and then America came and then
1776, baby, let's go.
and then the real world started with real history about important people.
I don't know how to tell you this, but New Jersey existed before Napoleon was even born, you know?
Yeah,
It
it's just
predates
crazy. Yeah,
Napoleon.
like it's just wild to think.
I was just going to say, but then like a couple houses down is a building that existed before America, so yeah, it's just someone's house.
I do appreciate the Jersey Devil is like one of the few cryptids that has an origin story. Like very few cryptids are like, here's why this thing exists. And I like this one's is because spite. Someone was like, you don't
Yeah.
want to have another kid? Like some
You don't want to have a
force,
13th kid? What the
yeah,
fuck?
some force was like, oh, bet, fuck you. And then you're gonna have a goat demon baby now.
But the baby was completely normal, and then it came out. Like, can you imagine giving birth to this thing? Fuck that.
Yeah, that's what
So
I'm
she
saying.
gave
Like,
birth to a normal child.
the Jersey Devil is just like the agent of spite. Someone wanted to just be really mean to that woman for no reason,
Yeah.
and now there's a demon running around.
Well, you know, she didn't want it, so the fact that it escaped is kind of, it wasn't spite to her, you know?
Is this
She got what she wanted.
is this a pro-choice origin story? Is this
It
pro-choice
might be.
propaganda?
Oh,
from the
shit, it might
libs?
be. the Jersey Devils lived up, bro. Next, of course, it had to be the Mothman. Come on, dude. You think we're gonna make a cryptid tier list without talking about fucking Mothman?
Literally fucking Mothman.
Literally fucking Mothman. I'm saying it right now. I'm laying the pipe on Mothman immediately.
I think I like already have my shit ready to go.
Well, okay, for the two people who are listening and the one person who doesn't know what
I
Mothman is.
forgot. I got too excited to fuck Mothman.
Yeah, I know, like we're so used to the Mothman, right? The Mothman is everything. But some people just don't know, right? So the Mothman was first reported in Point Pleasant, West Virginia on November 15th, 1966, after two couples from the small town reported to the police that they had seen a large black creature with red glowing eyes standing on the side of the road near the local TNT factory, which was the site of a World War II munitions factory, which the dude was just out for a walk. What are you reporting to the police? Well, since then, the legend of the Mothman only grew, becoming the sole drive for tourism in the town of Point Pleasant. The behavior and even essence of the Mothman himself, or herself, could be Mothwoman, has changed from a single creature to a herald of some kind. After several sightings of Mothman around the Silver Bridge in Point Pleasant, the bridge collapsed in 1967, killing 46 people. Was this an act of terrorism by Mothman, or was he simply trying to warn the locals? We don't know. Today, Point Pleasant and Mothman merged into an annual... why did I write it that way? So essentially, Point Pleasant and Mothman kind of go hand in hand at this point, right? They're just like one entity. Well, Point Pleasant is nothing without Mothman.
Yeah, Point Pleasant is not a very big, like,
No.
it's not a city. Like it would be. It's a small town, and it probably gets most of its like it has a museum, a memorial and stuff for when the bridge collapsed. Like it probably basically exists off of this incident.
Yeah. No, essentially, like I said, it's the sole drive for tourism in the town. And they actually have an annual festival that attracts 10 to 12,000 people every year to the small riverside town, which, if you guys look at Point Pleasant on a map,
The
10,000 people.
the
is
river
massive.
that it's next to, the Ohio River.
What?
Full
It all
circle.
ties together.
Full circle.
We planned this from the beginning. So who you killing?
So
Let's start with killing.
okay, so I want my first instinct. I thought I had it like figured out, but now I'm starting to like second guess myself because I wanted to say kill Jersey Devil, fuck Mothman, marry Bigfoot. But
Really?
now
Not Mary
I'm sitting here and I'm like, does the Jersey Devil deserve to die? Like, what did that kid do? You know?
He was born.
And, yeah, and like what we probably don't know is that like he's just working a 9 to 5 right now. Like he just puts on, like he probably just goes to work like everyone else. And you know, like he just needs someone to like treat him. He just needs someone to treat him like a person. You know, he's a person somehow.
Well, it's a goat.
Maybe. Well, his mom was a human being, and his dad was a human being. So I don't know how he would be anything
He's
else.
part
Answer,
devil.
riddle me that, libtard. If my mom's a human and my dad's a human, how am I a goat bat hybrid thing? Riddle me that.
I didn't think about that. My bad.
I don't like. I just. It might be. I feel like he might just be misunderstood.
Okay.
But
So you're
he's
gonna
in
marry the
but
goat?
No, he's in the worst competition ever with Bigfoot
Yeah.
and Mothman.
And Mothman, dude. Mothman
So
trumps all.
yeah, we've seen the Mothman statue. Like we know the cake that Mothman has.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm leaning toward F Mothman. And Bigfoot looks like just a big bear that'd take care of me. And I kind of like that.
Okay. I'm sorry, Jersey Devil. I gotta kill him.
Yeah, like if this
I can't.
the Jersey Devil would have swiped the last competition. Like it would have mopped the floor with the Mongolian redhorn and creepypasta deer.
How do you think he would stack up with the Loveland frog?
Oh, like he wouldn't die against the Loveland frog, you know?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Still
But you're still
marry
marrying the Loveland
yeah.
frog.
I'm still marrying the frog.
Yeah. Me too. So yeah, for me, I gotta kill the Jersey Devil. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a goat with wings. You know what I mean?
That's a person.
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day,
It's a
person.
sad story.
It is a pretty sad story.
That kid could have been a normal kid. That could have been a president of the United States. You don't know.
Could have been. Maybe him and Joseph Bonaparte could have taken over France again.
Wait, when was the Jersey? When did this happen? The Jersey Devil thing? What year?
So the Jersey Devil thing, he was supposedly born in 1735, but Joseph saw him in 1820, and then there are modern day sightings. So it's probably not just one. It's either an immortal goat or it's a goat family.
So he would have been old enough to run against Nixon or Kennedy
Yes.
or Kennedy. Hey,
Or Kennedy, yeah.
we're unbiased here. Or Kennedy.
Yeah, no, the Jersey Devil could have ran for president.
That was no. You said that was 60s, the 1960s. You say 35 because you have to be 35 to run, don't you?
17. So it was born in 1735, and then Joseph saw it in 1820. So almost 100 years later.
Oh wait,
So like 85 years later.
I
Yeah,
think so.
1820.
Oh yeah, no, it could have been president anytime before that. Many years actually before either of those people were born.
He could have been the first president.
Yeah,
But he was a goat instead.
Do you think he's just out there like chewing on some aluminum cans?
So I got maybe. What's funny is that there was a survivalist kind of guy who was like surviving out where the Jersey Devil has been seen a lot, and he covered himself with a bunch of mud to keep mosquitoes off of him. And he would run into other hikers, and those hikers would like shout like, "Oh my gosh, the Jersey Devil!" So maybe he just like hangs out there in the woods all day, and people just see him all the time.
I know. So this isn't a cryptid, but do you want to hear about a famous goat? So in Powell, West Virginia, there's a goat that's just like a wild goat that just like vibes, and it's became famous, and it has its own merch. That's how I found out about it. Is I saw someone with a bumper sticker that said something about the goat, and I was like, what the hell are they talking about? And I googled it, and I found out about this goat. But it's literally it's just
a goat.
Just a goat. And
dang,
do you
are
think
you gonna fucking
wait big picture, do you think this goat is related to the Jersey Devil?
I don't think so. I think hiding the wings would be very hard. Very difficult.
But like, do you think? Okay, because 2 people had that. So would it and a goat have a goat?
Or would it have a human?
We need to become the truth in science podcast.
We need to become cryptozoologists.
The big questions here. We're asking the big questions
here on the Yap session.
But I kind of want to go like try to find go take a picture of the goat. Maybe not with the goat, but
go take a picture of the goat. Maybe it looks like this.
On Facebook page. It's Facebook official, and it has an article on God Mountain Life. Oh, it's old. This is old. These from 2018. This goat might be dead. I hope it's not dead.
Huh. Anyways, real quick, because I never finished. I'm killing the goat. I'm sorry, goat.
Oh wait, I'm on.
You're amazing.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm on the Powell Mountain Goat Facebook page, and all the posts are saying that they miss the Powell Mountain Goat. The mountain goat may be gone.
No!
We may never be able to see the Powell Mountain Goat.
Our last chance to study the Jersey Devil gone.
I'm telling it's you know what? Maybe it just migrated, and it's off. Or maybe this is maybe this is the Jersey Devil's wife. And maybe the Jersey Devil is just in Dub V for a bit.
So the Jersey Devil itself has to be immortal then, right?
Okay, so now I'm thinking that he does work a normal human job and he doesn't chew on aluminum cans. Because I think, this is what I'm thinking, he is like a goat, right? But he has a human brain. So he's like an accountant or like, I don't know. Or he's old enough. You know what? He's old enough. He probably owns like Kellogg's or one of those companies that's like one of the 5 companies that owns everything you see in a store. He owns.
Oh fuck! The Jersey Devils.
Yeah, he owns one of them.
Capitalist.
Yeah. So
no.
And that's why the Powell Mountain Goat is gone, because they're traveling.
Oh no.
But no, it's a good story because it means that the Powell Mountain Goat is still alive.
Yeah, I guess it's just, they're putting poison in our food.
Hey, the Jersey Devil has to make a living. We made him the devil.
Yeah.
How is it his fault that he acts like one?
Who's really
We're
at
making
fault
a
here?
really strong case for the Jersey Devil. You sure you don't want to marry it?
No.
Okay.
It's still getting the chair.
It's still getting the chair.
Are we getting a guillotine? How are they dying? We never discussed that.
Just however method you think is necessary. I mean, how do you kill the Loch Ness monster? Probably a harpoon, right?
No, you just do those scans and find out it doesn't exist. You just get your sonar out. You just go prove that it doesn't exist. And
you just go stand by the lake for a week and you never see it ever. Well, real quick, I'm killing the goat. I'm fucking the ape, and I'm marrying Mothman.
So why do you think Mothman would be a good husband?
I think Mothman is a good husband because he has the mind of an engineer. He knew that bridge was going down.
Oh,
right?
so
imagine
you don't think he was a terrorist?
No, I think he was trying to warn the people. He's like, "Yo, look at the bridge! Look at the bridge! I'm Mothman. You know, it's fucked up."
How much are you being paid to say this?
What are you talking about?
We have your bank statements.
Big Mothman.
Who is Mothman LLC, and why are they sending you monthly payments?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I think Mothman is a good man? Question mark.
What if he feeds off of the calamity, and that's why he was there? What if he was eating the tears of all the people that died?
Yeah, he's like some kind of devil.
Would that be like would that be a more neutral thing? Like, because he didn't cause it. Like, he was just there to, like, you know, munch.
But the thing is that, yeah, exactly. He didn't cause it. He was just in the area. He's never attacked anybody, right? You can't say the same thing for Bigfoot. Bigfoot has been on the record throwing rocks at people all the time.
But did they get hit with the rocks, or were they warning rocks?
They may have been warning rocks, like for territorial dispute kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, because they also said that he banged on the trees to try to communicate. He might have been saying, like, go away, this is my, like, you know, turf.
But Mothman has never done that, right? He's never gone to the people of Point Pleasant and is like, go away, you know? He hides in an old TNT factory that nobody uses anymore. He stays out of the way. He was just chilling on the side of the road when they first saw him.
I think one thing Mothman has going for it is, like, all of the accounts of people in, like, black suits just showing up around Point Pleasant for, like, a few weeks afterwards and just interviewing random people. Like, that gives it some good, like, credibility too, I feel like. It has a little bit more weight than a photo someone took in, like, the 60s.
Have you seen the latest one? The one that was taken in, like, 2016 or something?
Oh, a Bigfoot?
No, Mothman.
Oh, no, I have not. That's a bat. It's just a bat. What?
That's what I said.
It's just a bat. Do people not know bats exist? This explains how cryptids ever came to be.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Hold on, wait. But look at this one. Hold on. Dude, come on. Those are human legs.
That one looks creepier. But I still
that
think
one
it's
looks
a bat.
way creepier.
If it was a video, it'd be better because then you could get like better depth perception on it. You know, like you can't tell how big that is because I don't really know how far away that thing is.
Well, the mountain monsters saw Mothman. You ever see that?
Yeah, I was trying to remember any of their names.
I don't know any of their names, but I know they exist. Mountain. I like how they just go into the woods with fucking shotguns. Like, we're gonna fucking shoot these things.
It's just like like a bunch of rednecks walking around in the woods, like NVGs and shotguns. It's like, and none of them like I don't want to be like, because I love it. Like, I think it's one of the best TV shows to ever exist. And if I could have made a living running around the woods with NVGs and a shotgun, I would have done the same thing. But I will say
they don't even have NVGs. They just walk around.
Oh, they have the NVG
pitch blackness. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The one thing I will say, like, I don't think a lot of them have the physical prowess to be running around in the woods with a shotgun safely. Like, if they were just running around the woods, yes. If they just had a shotgun, yes. But those two things together, I think, might be too much for them. It's too dangerous.
The Mothman episode, they're doing like surveying, right? And they were like on the bottom of this hill, and up on the top, they see like these bright red lights. They're like, "Oh my god, it's Mothman!" And the fattest guy in that group, like, just keeled over and passed out. They blamed it on Mothman. I don't think it was Mothman. I think he was just walking too much.
Picked him up with his mind powers and shook him like a dog.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, fuck. This is such a legendary... I'm gonna make... Well, shit. We're recording. I'm gonna make her watch it.
I might do that later. Yeah, I watch Mountain Monsters.
Please watch the Mothman episode. Well, that's all I got. So far, I am marrying Mothman, Skinwalker, and what was it? Oh, the Loveland Frog. How could I? Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about my husband. Oh my god, I forgot about my Loveland Frog. What did you say? You're marrying the Loveland Frog.
Yeah.
Like, I think we can both agree on that one.
And it was Kill Chupacabra. Oh wait, are we just talking about Mary?
I think just we'll just do a full recap, right?
So Mary
from
Frog,
round 1.
Kill Chupacabra. Fuck Nessie. Because it's not my Mimi, it's someone else's Mimi.
Yeah. So I'm killing Nessie. I'm marrying the Loveland Frog, and I'm fucking that Chupacabra because, as we have established,
It's diabolical.
to die for. Out of this world, even. And then we got the Mongolian Deathworm, Skinwalkers, and the Lizard Man of Scape Ore Swamp.
Do we both marry these? Wait, no, you married the Skinwalker, didn't you?
Skinwalker, yeah.
Kill Mongolian worm. F the Skinwalker. Lizard Man could become a half decent husband if you have patience.
It stopped at fucking scratching up your car.
Yeah, and then like I said, I think you just need someone like a dog. Kind of like you just need to put forth that effort into like something more productive. Like when your dog tries to eat your carpet, you just give them a bone, and then they eat the bone.
Yeah. I'm killing him. I can't have him scratching up my car.
Well, he's about to scratch your car now.
I know, right?
After he hears about this at our wedding.
Once this episode comes out, shit. Also on Spotify. Plug. Anyways, I'm killing the Lizard Man. I'm marrying the Skinwalker, and then I'm gonna fuck the shit out of that fucking fleshlight of a death worm.
I'm telling you, that's how you think it's gonna go.
But it's not. And then of course I'm marrying Mothman, killing the Jersey Devil, and then I'm giving it to Bigfoot.
Despite the like humanization that we've attempted to do to the Jersey Devil tonight, I also have to kill it.
Dude, justice for the Jersey Devil. You've really changed my mind about the Jersey Devil. You made me second guess it. I still kill it on, but
it's one of those stories that's like really like you could make a really easy book about how the Jersey Devil like is the good guy, or not, maybe not even the good guy, just like not evil. Like Clifford the Big Red Dog, dude. Like people probably wanted to shoot him because he was weird,
fuck him.
but he was just a dog that was big and red.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got. You got anything else?
No, I think the Ohio River was good for me.
Ohio River, yeah. Ohio River, Mothman, and what else we talk about? The abuse
Jim
of, like,
Jordan.
100+ children.
Yeah, Jim Jordan and Richard Strauss.
Yeah,
And
good topics.
The atrocities committed to Ohio State student athletes.
Oh shit, poor Ohio, man. Become a meme, and then you have that happen to you.
Yeah, when I was walking around on campus, like they had people like had stickers that they put around on the street lamps and shit. There was like a website to reporting that dude.
Oh shit, that's never a good sign.
Yeah.
Right. Hey everybody, thanks for listening. This is the second episode of Yap Session. I think this one was great. This is definitely the best one so far. We actually stayed on topic and finished a topic.
2 topics.
Two whole topics.
Although I won't lie, my Ohio River could have been better. I thought there would have been more gossip. That's why I chose it as a concept. I just wanted to see Ohio get cucked out of its own water. Or not its own water, but like, you know, it just feels like Ohio should own that water, even though they don't. But like, it's never been that big of a problem because I think there's just enough water here. It's not like the Colorado River where everyone's like breaking that water up until the last drop type shit.
Yeah. No, I think it was definitely interesting. But yeah, not really. Excuse me. Much on the drama side. But I had no idea that Ohio didn't control any of the Ohio rivers.
Stogies. We talked about Stogies.
Stogies, yes, Stogies come from
Wheeling, West Virginia.
Yes, sir. And Mothman comes from Point Pleasant, West Virginia. So 2 good things. Well, I have been your host, John Warhammer. You can follow me on YouTube at John Does Warhammer. I also have a Reddit, the John Warhammer. I sometimes post things that I paint on there. Sometimes, not all the time. So if you're interested in anything to do with Warhammer, follow me. I got a video coming out maybe in like 6 months when I decide to do it. I'm very excited for this one. This is going to be my best one yet and longest one so far.
I'm out. I plan to have some streams going up on Twitch soon. And other than that, that's all I have to plug.
Well, what is your Twitch?
Oh, yeah. It's Z Big Al.
Twitch.com or no, Twitch.tv. Yeah, twitch.tv/ZBigAl. Be sure to give him a follow. He goes live randomly. He doesn't have a schedule because believe it or not,
very sporadic.
We have jobs. We have real jobs.
Unfortunately.
Anyways, thanks for listening, everybody.
Peace.